So explain to me the premise behind this album.
Yeah, actually, well, it's not really a concept record. I like to think of it as this kind of high concept. It's this radio transmission from 2019, like via this pirate radio station that these roving gangs that live outside of a utopian city listen to.
Okay.
How's that?
And where'd you get that idea?
Well, I was working on a comic with a friend of ours, and I really just we all kind of connected all of our art. Like Frank took the photo for the cover, and you know, we're all involved so much with the art now that it felt like it made sense to bring the comics into what we were doing.
Right.
Because it was such a huge thing for me, and it felt good to do.
For this album, you actually recorded an entire album and then scrapped it. What was your process like when you were recording?
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, the first year, I guess, of recording, we had this idea of what the record was going to be before we actually made it, and that's what I think really screwed us up, because we pioneered ourselves. Like, we got it into this box, and when we finished that, we kind of felt like we didn't really reach that next level, you know? We didn't feel like we reinvented ourselves, so we went back into the studio because we had a couple more ideas for songs, and 4 songs in, we were like, oh, wow, wait, no, this is the record we want to be making, yeah.
So you rewrote the entire album?
Yeah. Pretty much, like, we kind of kept 4 songs, but even those got dramatically changed, and we started, and it happened organically. We were 4 songs in before we realized, oh, we're redoing this.
So you toured for 2 years on the Black Parade album, and a lot of production, a lot of dark themes. It was about a dying cancer patient. What was that like when you were touring?
It got hard after a while. You know, the shows got bigger and better and cooler, and you play in front of more people, and it was really awesome. But I think, you know, the subject matter of the record was so dark that to then put on these uniforms and kind of psychologically live that every night or act as those characters, that was super draining. It made it, you know, it's like you put a lot of darkness into the album, and that's kind of what you got back when you went out on tour. It was just like a dark run.
And how is this tour going to be different?
Oh, I think the color is a big thing.
Actually having color on the set?
Yeah, having color. Well, I think I'm really proud of the fact that we've been a band 10 years and made it that long without using any color at all. So, so it's really exciting. And, you know, I think the record is like this assault party. I think it's fun. I think, yeah, you know, we put this really positive, aggressive energy into it. I think that's what we're going to get back, you know. Let's
talk about your very first show ever. I understand it was at a VFW hall?
That's right. Ewing, New Jersey got us the show.
How was that?
It was good. It was great. Yeah. My cousin put on the show, and I watched their merch table, and I remember standing on a chair and watching them play, and it was incredible. It really was.
How many people were there?
I think 30. That's
but it was like packed. It was like packed at 30.
Packed at 30. Gerard, you actually went to art school.
Did.
And wrote a comic book called Umbrella Academy. How did that come about?
Well, I missed it a lot. You know, I went to school right here in New York at School of Visual Arts, and I missed comics. I missed art, and then I just kind of said, I'm going to do a comic again.
Is everybody into comics? Are you all comic nerds?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Totally.
What's the biggest comic nerd thing that you have?
I had a friend of mine, he made a giant Transformers bust of Optimus Prime's head. It's probably about like this big, so he made it custom made for me. So
that's awesome.
That's probably like the main thing I have.
That's kind of nerdy, but really cool.
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking about doing any of the Killjoys characters as action figures or toys or anything?
We actually,
we've
been talking about it since, I think, a couple months before we even shot the video. Like, we were just finalizing the costumes, and we actually wanted to get them done very early. Yeah, we're talking about it right now. So
cool. Can I get one when they come out?
Absolutely. Yeah, you get a whole set.
And can you write me into the next video that you guys are doing somehow? Let me just be one of the bad guys with the masks on and try out to the desert and shoot you guys. It'd be awesome.
The whole thing is this kind of big pop art project. So we're making it up as we go along. So we all went out to the desert that day with like 3 or 4 cameras and just made it up. We had all.
As you went?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of were like, all right, well, these guys are the bad guys, and I guess we're the good guys, but let's just run around and shoot at each other. And it was that. And I guess we're protecting this girl who's nobody's daughter, but she's just kind of our friend.
And there was a lot of, well, it'd be really cool if this thing blew up.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah.
So you were co-directing it.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
It was awesome. I loved it. Like, I don't know if I would do any other band's videos, but I loved doing ours, and I like being behind the camera. It was great.
Was he good as a director, or did he like boss you guys around?
No, he was great.
It was great. Yeah. He had a stand-in that was amazing.
Oh my God!
You had a stand-in?
Yeah.
It was great. Like, because we're in the car, and he's directing from the truck in front of the car, and there's this huge German guy driving it that's supposed to be him in a red wig. It's pretty amazing.
Did you have him flown in?
No, he was local. I think.
Yeah.
He was local.
A local Californian German.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. How was it shooting fake lasers at each other?
It was, it was like you had to learn learn how to do it, right? Because you're like, oh, do I do a lot of
Is there
recoil?
like a recoil or no recoil?
We weren't sure if it was gonna.
Did you do the sound?
There was times
I was.
By accident
I
a
was
couple
totally
times.
doing the sound and not realizing it.